one do you prefer? Do you prefer the yellow skin one or the other one?
Yellow skin one.
I prefer... Oh, hello. It's us again, here at MOTUfigures.com, Video Spotlight Bland.
What?
I don't know. Evil-Lyn! We're doing Evil-Lyn. The original Evil-Lyn and my favorite Evil-Lyn.
Mine?
I'm team yellow skin Evil-Lyn, as well as you are, right?
Yep.
We both prefer the vintage figure to the Battleground Evil-Lyn and the 2000X Evil-Lyn and all that stuff. I've always thought that she looked way cool, and she looked like she fit in with the other evil characters. And let's just talk about the yellow skin thing for a little bit. I felt like she really fit, since all the villainous characters, at her point in the introduction to the line, were all kind of weird looking, you know? There weren't any, just like regular people dressed up in like in an evil outfit or something. I don't know really where I'm going with this.
Not me.
Well, she fit with the other characters because of like the fact that she looked different. That she didn't look like, say, a regular Tila or Man-at-Arms or, man bless you, just dressed in evil clothes. Which I kind of get that vibe from 2000X Evil-Lyn, Battleground Evil-Lyn or whatever, that she looks just like a normal person dressed in evil clothes. That's just my opinion on it. So I liked the fact that she had this yellow skin and she obviously looked different, and the minute I looked at her I knew she was an evil character. I like yellow Evil-Lyn. Let's talk about her. She is basically the same as Tila, except for the new head. A lot of people complain about that. A lot of people who are not happy. I'm totally fine with it. The vintage figure is the same. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what certain fans are expecting.
I know.
When I heard that Evil-Lyn was coming, or before I even heard Evil-Lyn was coming, when I looked at the Tila figure, I looked at it and imagined what Evil-Lyn was going to be like. And all I thought was that it was going to have a different head and have the same body, just like the vintage line. So when they showed this and showed it was the same body with a different head, I was like, that's exactly what Evil-Lyn is. That's what I expected. That's what I want. But some people don't like it. And I'm not no slight to the people that don't like it. It's totally your opinion and your choice.
Yeah.
Just not. I'm fine with it.
If I had a choice to like put figures in my D12 cases, I just put like battle things in. Like I'd have Evil-Lyn and Tila kind of fighting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just do battle cases mostly.
I don't know where that came from.
Me neither. Actually, I
Random
do.
thoughts by Blaze.
Well, you were saying you kept talking about Evil-Lyn and Tila. I was like, hey, what that the one Filmation episode where they had to work together.
Oh yeah, that was a good episode.
Yeah, and so then I started thinking, I'm gonna have D12 cases when I'm older for different figures.
I wish we could have like a thought balloon above you during some things when I'm talking, just to see where your mind process is going. Sometimes it's quite interesting. Alright, so if you liked, there's not really a lot to talk about with the body, since we've already talked about it with Tila. Her skirt area piece thing is a lot more rubbery this time, which helps with the articulation, helps you get a lot more posing out of her. The new head sculpt, I think, is fantastic. I think it looks really, really sharp. Good paint job on the eyes and on the face and everything. She looks like she's angry, but at the same time, not really showing she's angry. She's got one of these looks like the... See? Did I look angry without really looking angry?
Midway.
Alright. So there's not too much to talk about with the body. We really can't say anything that we didn't say about the Tila body. I think it's a great, solid sculpt. I think the Masters female sculpts are some of the best female sculpted figures ever made.
I really like... They're getting more into the female sculpts, but there's really not a lot.
There's not a whole lot, but I think, you know, this year's added a lot of things with the Star Sisters and, you know, that we're going to have Frosta. So we're getting more and more female buck pieces.
And a customizing female you did.
Oh, there is that, but that doesn't really count.
Right.
So I think the sculpt is great. I don't mind at all that it's just a repainted character, and I really, really prefer yellow Evil-Lyn to 2000X Evil-Lyn. Let's talk about her accessories. She comes with a bluish version of what can be considered her 2000X knife. Cool to them to include that.
Wait, can I say one thing about Evil-Lyn?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Keon got that Evil-Lyn for Christmas. I was like, oh, I have to get this. But there's never been a reissue or anything. So when I got that Christmas, I was really happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Really excited, because she's a must-have.
She is a must-have. Evil-Lyn is a main character. She's one of the main villains. Sort of the right-hand man to Skeletor, even though she's a woman.
Right-hand woman.
Right-hand woman.
And since
maybe she's left-handed, though.
And since she's like the yellow skin version, it gives her like more of the Filmation designs.
Yeah, it's sort of maybe, but you know, she's not really yellow skinned in the Filmation cartoon.
Yes, but it looks more like it than what it did in the Battleground.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The Battleground, the skin tone is pretty close to the Filmation in my eyes. There are some scenes in the Filmation series where she does look kind of yellowish, but I don't know. There's really no good Filmation Evil-Lyn just yet.
Right.
There really isn't. But I'm okay with that. This is the Evil-Lyn I had as a kid, and it was fine for me then. I don't really have to have a Filmation version. And like we said on the Battleground Evil-Lyn video, I'm good on Evil-Lyns now. I've got this, I've got that. I really don't need a Filmation one or a 2000X one because I've got the yellow one and the Battleground. Well, that one even then isn't like full 2000X.
Right.
So, anyways, so we'll talk about the accessories. She comes with the small wand.
Wrong one.
Huh?
Oh wait, never mind.
What's wrong? No, you can make either a small version like the vintage figure, or you can pop the top off and put it on the longer stalk to have it more like the 2000X version.
I like the smaller one better.
I do too, because it's more like the vintage figure. But it's cool that they give you the switchable option, but this is kind of rubbery, this top piece is. I'm always scared to change it.
I looked at it and I was like, oh man, that's bad. Like, I kind of had to bend it back a little. Yeah. It's kind of tough, though, to bend it back.
It really is tough, and I'm afraid of switching it. I don't really switch mine.
That's what you buy, too.
Yeah, exactly. I bought two versions, one to have a long staff, one to have a short staff, and I don't ever really switch them because this really worries me, the way this connection is on here. So I don't really do that much. It's kind of just pick one and then stick with that one, in my eyes.
Unless you have two.
Let's see. And the other accessory is Screech, which was the same sculpt of bird that we got with Tila, but now it came with armor. And then we've seen this armor redone in the accessory pack, and now with the sorceress. But this was the first time the armor came out, and it was in red, just like the vintage toy. And then you could yank this armor off, and you could put it on the Zoar that came with Tila when this came out, but now that's not an issue anymore because we've got so many Zoars and so many armors floating around. But it was really cool that they included all this with her. Right. Which is kind of a way of looking at the parts for use on her, was that we also got Screech armor included, and that cost some tooling dollars and all that stuff. Right. Let's do her bio. Evil-Lyn, Evil Warrior Goddess. Real name, Evelyn Morgan Powers, which comes from like the
2000X?
No, that comes from the Filmation Bible and things like that, was Evelyn Powers. Raised by her father in the ruins of Zalacia, Evil-Lyn left her home in a fit of teenage rebellion. Taking the name Evil-Lyn, she traveled Eternia, learning from many of its great masters the ways of magic and the dark arts. While searching for new ways to increase her power, she met and fell in love with the ambitious alchemist named Keldor, and agreed to join his cause. After Keldor was transformed into Skeletor, he lost all emotional attachments to Evil-Lyn, and she began to scheme against him. In a series of miscalculations, she helped release both King Hiss and Hordak from their interdimensional prisons. Evil-Lyn uses her crystal ball to foresee the evil future. This bio is almost all 2000X.
I don't like the teenage rebellion thing.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't really like the teenage rebellion thing either. I think that's kind of lame to throw that in there. I also don't like, I mean, it's 2000X, the story is 2000X here, so they're looking to put in some kind of background, and this is the only background really to throw in. From
the comics, though, which I've never read the comics, but I didn't remember happening in the cartoon that she kind of liked Skeletor. Was that in the 2000X comics?
No, that was in the cartoon, the 2000X cartoon. There really wasn't a good origin for Evil-Lyn up to this point, up to 2000X. There was the one that was the Filmation Bible, where she was one of the astronauts and all that stuff. I'm glad they didn't use that. Right. I don't like that, but I'm also... her being, like, love-struck and all those things, where he loses her emotional attachments, so then she looks for revenge, basically. She schemes against him because he doesn't love her anymore. I don't know. That seems like Evil-Lyn. Doesn't really seem Evil-Lyn to me. Like, I think she's a stronger character than to be like, oh, well, he doesn't love me anymore? I'm going to go for King Hiss and Hordak. And I could just be reading too much in the bio when I say that, but it just doesn't seem like her character. They are tying in, like, 2000X stuff here by doing the King Hiss and the Hordak releases. Scott's always talking about that, like, oh, that's from the 2000X cartoon. Doesn't make it right. We have to keep saying she releases everybody.
Right, and eventually Gygor.
And Gygor, too. She releases him. She just can't help herself. She's got to let people go. Say, oh, you're stuck? I'm going to help you out. Oh, you're stuck? I'm going to get you out. I don't know.
A big ape in the zoo. Let's let him out.
Let him out. Let him out. She hates stuff being caged. So that's Evil-Lyn. I really dig her. I dig the yellow-skinned Evil-Lyn. She's my preferred Evil-Lyn. If you prefer the vintage toy line, you're probably like me and prefer the yellow Evil-Lyn. But you have an option now. I mean, there's options to have either Evil-Lyn or the Battleground Evil-Lyn, so it's kind of your choice which one you want to have. You don't have to have them both, so you can just pick one. And I guess that wraps it up, right?
Chances are you're going to get Battleground now because she is super expensive.
Yeah, was she part of that? There's a new Maddie sale going on, like a Mad Maddie merch sale. But I don't know if she's part of it. I just remembered something else.
What?
Somebody asked me about my tattoos a while ago and told me to explain them on the thing. There's this one, which is from G.I. Joe, which is the Arashikage Storm Shadow Snake Eyes thing.
Is that your first one? Are you naming these in order?
No, this was not my first one. I'm not going to show my legs, though. I have a bat symbol on the leg. You've all seen my giant trap jaw tattoo, which is my favorite tattoo. There's the G.I. Joe one, and then there's this, which, I don't know, you can't really see it.
No, you
Oh, you can't. Oh, ow, that's my skin.
Sorry.
This is from Star Trek. It's the Mirror Mirror Terran Empire symbol.
Right.
So that's my tattoos. This is also from the book of I Ching. Okay, I'm going to tell a really, really quick story. When I was a kid, I had Storm Shadow version 2, which you could see this on his arm, the toy. And when I was a kid, I told myself, I'm getting that tattoo when I'm old enough to get tattoos. And I got it when I was old enough to get a tattoo. But I actually researched it first to see where the symbol came from, and I looked it up and found out about the book of I Ching and where it came from to make sure I was getting something that said, I'm a dork or something like that. Which most people know I'm a dork. And I get a lot of,
really.
hey, you like Pink Floyd? It looks like the wall. Alright, so that was my tattoos. And I guess that's it for this one, right?
Yep.
See you guys next time
And
on the
journey.
MOTUfigures.com video spotlights, and good journey. Yeah.